Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. And this is Terraforming Mars, the dice game. I got this, my friend. I guess I didn't even remember backing this. I pledged with a friend. He brought it over last night, played it for the first time, and I enjoyed it. And we're going to talk about this, but this isn't a review. We'll do that on the gaming channel whenever I get back to being able to do videos again. I don't have time in my life right now to do videos, but maybe soon. So we'll talk about this as its own thing. However, I played this. I enjoyed my time playing this. For something like 25 years, I have been trying to design this game. Obviously not this exact game, but I have been trying to design this game. These are the dice. This is the board for a Viking-themed game that I called Hedeby, which is based loosely on an actual event that occurred in Viking history. These dice are used as resources, which you use to buy cards, which give you bonuses and benefits. I also just described this game to you. It's the same thing. The same idea. For some reason, 25-ish years ago, I had this idea of Magic the Gathering, except instead of land, you have dice. And you roll dice, and you do things with those dice. And I've been chasing that forever. My friends who know me in real life were subjected to so many terrible versions of something like this. This got close. This got very, very close. Close enough that I pitched this. I pitched this game to Stronghold Games, and they took this prototype and they played it and they rejected it and they gave me feedback. And so after playing this game, which obviously was created by Fricks Games, licensed by Stronghold, so it's not. I'm not trying to say any. I'm not casting any sort of aspersions or anything here. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. But the funny thing about it is the feedback that I received for this game. The feedback that they gave me why they wouldn't publish this game. The concerns that they had are also present in this game. They're the same concerns. The exact same concerns. In that the dice are just dice and I don't feel like I have a reason to roll them. That's what they told me. In my game you have a hand of cards that have costs. In this game, you have a hand of hard cards that have costs, and you're rolling dice trying to make those costs happen. In this game, you're rolling the dice trying to make those costs happen. I mean, it's the same thing. The feedback applies to both. But this game is published, and this game is doing very well, and my game is not. Again, this isn't whining or anything like that. It's just one of those things I noticed. Now, so I pitched this in like 2021, I think, maybe 2-3 years ago. It's been a while. And they gave me feedback, and with that feedback, I had a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes on what to do, how to do it differently, what can I change. I have notes on, these are physical notes. I also have notes on my computer about what I would like to change. I have a plan for this game. However, now that I've played this, I honestly don't think I need to create this anymore. Because what is in here is so close. So very, very close. I mean, like, it's super close to what I had in mind for my game. I don't think I need to design this anymore. This was originally designed as to fill a void. Like, I enjoy the randomness. I enjoy rolling the dice. I enjoy manipulating the dice. I enjoy trying to use those dice to create some sort of outcome. I enjoy big turns where you go, ha, I got what I wanted, and you have a thing. All of that exists in here. And so this is no longer filling a gap for me. This is no longer doing anything special for me. in my in you know that's why I design games. I design games to fill gaps, right? So for me, I could not find a two-player cube rails game or a game that played well with two. In my opinion, I know there are a lot of people that play cube rails games two-player and enjoy their time. I feel like those two-player games have flaws when they're played with two, or those train games have flaws when they're played with two. So I designed a two-player train game. That was a gap. I'm filling a gap. This was a gap for me that I saw where I could use this dice mechanic to create interesting turns and and have big outcomes, but I also introduced randomness mitigation, things that carry over between turns, things that make it feel like you get something even when you don't. And all of that exists right here. I don't think I need to work on this anymore. I think this shuts this down in a very good way. I'm not, again, not complaining. This has been a 25-year journey that is now just in a box and will probably never get played again. I'll probably never work on it again. I could probably take these components out and toss them and start over, use them for something else or whatever. But I think that's a good thing, right? I think that means that I don't need to... I can consider this the final version of this. I liked this version. I thought that this was fun. I enjoyed playing this version. I enjoyed a lot about it. It was just one publisher who was willing to look at it and give me feedback, and their feedback was very valid. Their feedback was super valid. That doesn't change my perception of this game as a product. I enjoy this game. So maybe this just is what it is. It's just always going to be this version. But if you said, hey, I want to play this game, I would say, well, let's just play this one instead, because this one is much better thought out. It's quicker. It's more interesting. I don't need to play this. So I think this is done. I think this is retired. I think that Hedeby, the chasing this dream is, I don't need to do it anymore. Could I take this and kind of retroactively apply it to, yeah, like I could be that guy who takes somebody else's design and mixes it up a little bit and turns it into something of my own. I could do that. I could recreate this using the knowledge that I learned from playing this last night, and I'm going to play this probably many more times. I think that Malia is really going to like this game, and we're going to play it often. I also played Ancient Knowledge last night and very much enjoyed that. I also played Ark Nova with the Marine expansion and very much enjoyed that. So I think this will get a lot of play, and I think that maybe someday it'll inform my own version, my own take on this, and maybe I will put the Viking theme on it. I don't know, but it's a fun experience when you've been trying to create something and then you find that it already exists. It can be a big letdown because I put 25 years of my life into this. And so there is a bit of a melancholy, like, oh man, I missed the mark or whatever. Time to let it go, that sort of thing. But at the same time, for me, there's a little bit of elation, like, I can let it go. Like, it's fine now. This no longer has to nag at me and be in the back of my brain going, why don't you work on me? I'm worth your time. I don't need you anymore. I've got your replacement. Your replacement is better. I guess that does say something. That is a bit of a review for this. I enjoyed my time with this. Do I think it's fantastic? I don't. I think that the flaws that were pointed out in this prototype exist in this game, and that can be a problem for a lot of people. But I enjoy this type of game, and I will probably play it often enough. Is this Terraforming Mars? No. It's a Terraforming Mars themed game. Is it a dice game? No. This is a card game that uses dice. So it's named all kinds of wrong, and I'm okay with that. The fact that it is themed as Terraforming Mars means I tried it. I probably wouldn't have tried it had it not been themed with Terraforming Mars. But yeah. So we will do a video on this when I get back to doing game videos. Right now, I'm just overwhelmed with everything else going on in my life, and I need to make time for other more important projects. But we'll do a video on this one. I'm positive of that. So, what do you got going on this weekend? Anything exciting? I don't. I think I've got a busy weekend ahead of me with family stuff, all kinds of stuff going on. So what do you got going on? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. It's Monday. I'll see you Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is stayed. It is an adjective meaning fixed and settled, not distinctive, uninteresting. Even though the Sandersons are an important family, we could hardly last the requisite hour at the family staid winter ball. Stayed. S-T-A-I-D. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. The pronunciation key capitalizes the whole thing is emphasized as S-T-A-Y-D. So that to me says stayed, right?